Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you some of the top affiliate marketing tips that you can use as a beginner or even as someone who's been doing this a while. And these are compiled from the founder of thisiswhyi'mbroke.com, who actually did a really nice Ask Me Anything, or actually a couple of these on Reddit. And of course this was back when they were just getting popular, so this has actually aged very well. They still use a lot of the same strategies today, and I've kind of taken this really long compilation of questions and answers and things like that from this Reddit thread and posted the most actionable strategies in one place for you. So I also have a link to this page if you want to read the entire thing, but it's really long. So this is thisiswhyi'mbroke.com. This is one of the top affiliate marketing websites out there that you will find is making a lot of money. No one knows exactly how much because the founder will not disclose that for good reason, but it is a very popular site, gets a lot of traffic and lots of affiliate revenue, especially from Amazon. So you can learn a lot from this. So one of the first lessons you learn from This Is Why I'm Broke is that they never accept payment as a means of product listing. So they don't just post something like, oh, I paid you this much, so you just post this product, whether it's good or not, whether it's real or not, etc. So some people will basically sell out to just make money in the short term and just post whatever on their website. They don't do that. That's one reason they've done so well for so long. They also don't have everything monetized. They post a lot of stuff that they think will just be really enjoyed by their audience, and so they don't have everything compensated. Only about roughly half of the site's contents are going to have an affiliate link where they get paid from it. Otherwise, they have a lot of stuff that gets a lot of traffic and that goes viral, but it's all just on brand and interesting to their audience. They also say that companies and fans who submit product proposals onto the site that they want to see on the site, they all get the same treatment. So they don't treat big companies with special treatment over just a regular fan. So if you go to their Contact Us page, you can learn kind of how you might want to structure your own for your own affiliate website. And they have a place where you can submit a product. And this is just a passive way for you to get product ideas without you having to come up with them all on your own all the time. Your fans, as you get more, will help you out there. Another thing you want to learn from this is to build a database of sources. So one thing that they did to keep coming up with these new products to show their audience is by building an RSS reader with over 100 different sources. So what you can do, you can actually start out for free with Feedly and just find a bunch of websites that post all kinds of cool products. You could even use This Is Why I'm Broke, and then compile a list of all kinds of products and then post them on your website or wherever you're trying to market your products. Another thing is that it gives you a lot of hope if you're a one-man show trying to build an affiliate site, because the founder actually did that themselves. They built pretty much everything themselves. They had a bunch of websites in the past that failed, and they learned something from each failure until they came up with this idea and improved upon the idea to make This Is Why I'm Broke so successful. So literally pretty much did everything themselves, just kind of a jack of all trade, as you can see here in this quote. And they basically would just hire a freelancer to do the hardest part of the web development. So some of the things you might want to learn if you really want to do well long-term in affiliate marketing and build a site yourself without having to hire people much, you'll want to learn about things like web servers, coding, social media, writing, graphic design, SEO, and all kinds of stuff like that. And if you're wondering if an affiliate site like that can actually support employees or multiple people working on it full time, it can. He actually mentions that right there. Uses mostly freelancers and their own work as the founder, but you'll also notice later in this AMA that they are even looking for someone to be kind of the chief content creator to replace the founder as the day-to-day creator of content. Another interesting point that the founder makes is that you should create something that people truly want, need, or use. Those are kind of the criteria for what you should do. Obviously, you want to have an interest in that area, because if you don't have an interest in it, you'll probably get burned out and not want to work. So that's another thing as well. He also recommends a few just general business strategies, like don't hire your friends. He had a bad experience. He or she had a really bad experience with that. And then when you first start a business, you'll never be prepared enough. Even though you think you need to get everything ready, you need to just start. He or she talks a lot about adjusting along the way and not even really being prepared when starting. And it's extremely important to step away from work as well as take a break and be able to think more clearly, or otherwise, again, you might get burned out. Another thing to do as far as getting traffic is they will start posting on Reddit or getting ads on Reddit and then kind of let the website do its work from there. Obviously, you have things like search, you have social media and things like that that will just kind of naturally branch out. And then they also build an email list where it will naturally show people the latest post via email as well. So those are some of the ways that they kind of build it, but for the most part the website just does its own thing. People share it, and as it got a little traction, especially from Reddit in the early days, it just kind of gained some lifelong fans. Another way this website got extremely large is because they have a very large audience that's interested in this stuff. They thought at first that it would just be kind of geeks that really like the website, but then it branched out to just a general population. And then 18 to 55 years old for the audience is a huge demographic of people. And these can be applied to, people of all ages and people in all sorts of occupations, all sorts of budgets, all sorts of situations. You can buy, things from the website for all sorts of different holidays. Like you just look at like gifts by occasion and categories and things like that. They can appeal to a lot of different people. That's another reason the website has gotten so popular. Another thing that the founder addresses is the lack of motivation a lot of people have when building an affiliate site. And they said when you start seeing some growth, once you start seeing those first few commissions, it can actually make it seem like more of a game to get more and more income coming in each month. And that gives you the motivation you need to keep working on it every day. And if you're looking for other ways to monetize your affiliate site, one thing that they mention is Google AdSense. So if you want to go to Google AdSense, you can just go to google.com/adsense/start and you can set up your website for this. Once you have a little bit of traffic and Google has used its algorithm to kind of crawl your website, you can actually get this for free and get ads placed on your site. And it's actually easier than it used to be because they will do automatic optimization on your website now if you turn on Google Auto Ads, instead of you having to have a web developer place the ads in certain spots and things like that. So that's two forms of income you can get passively from your affiliate site. He also talks about in that same kind of part of the AMA in that sharing and AdSense clicks are two of the things they were trying to kind of scale up. So as far as sharing, one thing that they don't do that I think would really help is doing a certain type of social share buttons, like easy social share buttons for WordPress. The thing about this is not only do people share these social media posts, like when you go to my blog at selfmadesuccess.com, you see this social media bar here on the left side. When you click that, you can follow me on social media after it's done, and then it will show my follow button. So if I did this to apps that make you money, and then it'll show you, once you exit out of this, it'll show you my follow buttons. So you can literally follow somebody right after sharing an article or a post from them, and it just gets you that extra little bit of boost in followers. So that's why I recommend this social media sharing platform. And this is a one-time payment of $22. This isn't a membership. Another interesting thing about the points that the founder made is that you don't have to necessarily be the type of person you're targeting for your website, for your affiliate website. So for instance, not an impulse spender, actually not a very materialistic person is something that they say later on in this thread. And this is literally a site built for impulse spenders and materialistic people, or people who at least like to buy things that are materialistic. So as far as having to be part of your target audience, a lot of people say that in marketing. That's not the case here. You also notice that a lot of times people with websites like these that take off, they didn't have a great plan from the start. Like the founder of LinkedIn actually said, I think his name is Reed Hoffman or something like that. He said that if you're not embarrassed by the first product that you put out, then you've probably started too late. It's literally the same type of deal with this website. They didn't have a business plan drawn out. They didn't go through months of planning and development and stuff before starting. They just kind of started it. They got an idea for the site, and then they just built it and tweaked a lot as they went. But you have to get started before you can make the necessary tweaks, because everything before that is just theory, and a lot of times theory doesn't help you nearly as much as just the experience of running the website. They also talk about putting in the work, 60 hours a week or so once they quit their full-time job. They also mention that later on in this, that once they quit their job and started doing this full-time, they were working 60 hours per week or so. Now it's just a typical 9-to-5 type job. So you are going to have to put a lot of time in, especially those first year or two when you're starting out building anything, any kind of business. But affiliate sites are the same way. So for instance, they started out with a hobby. It was basically an hour a day of work, which is how a lot of people treat this, because a lot of times when you start a business, you already have a job to pay the bills. And then eventually they started realizing the potential, started working until 1 a.m. after getting home from their job, and eventually were able to quit their job and work 60 hours per week. And then after working 60 hours a week and refining the process of running the business, now they're back to like a 9-to-5, but they actually enjoy what they're doing and probably making way more money. Also, you don't have to have a fancy home office setup. Like, you look at YouTubers and streamers and all these people that have really like decked out rooms that with thousands and thousands of dollars of, home decor and stuff in these rooms and technology. This person actually runs the business with just a very basic setup. So here's the picture that the founder actually posted of what their setup looks like for running the website. And you can see by the screen on the left that the website actually looked fairly similar back in that day and hasn't even changed that much over time. So if you're also concerned about relying on Amazon as a way to make affiliate income, he actually talks about how about 66% of their income came from Amazon affiliate links at the time. And what's great about that is they don't have to buy the specific product that the affiliate link is for. With Amazon, as long as they buy anything, which pretty much everybody has a credit card on file with Amazon these days, then if they buy anything, if they go to an affiliate link for an iPad or something that they found on your website, but then they go and buy a DVD or a book instead, you still get a commission from that DVD or book that they bought, even though they didn't buy the specific item you had a link for. So that's why they use Amazon, and they have so many products, of course, but everybody pretty much has an Amazon account now, so it makes it more convenient and people trust the buying process with Amazon. So that's how they get 66% of that income, or at least back when this was answered, that was 66% of their income. Now they also talk about branching out more. You want to do more small affiliate programs. You have other ones out there like ClickBank, for instance, or even the Etsy affiliate program. eBay has an affiliate program. There's a lot of them out there that a lot of people don't think about because Amazon is the biggest one, or ClickBank, or whatever. But there's a lot of them out there. ShareASale is another one. And then they have individual ones for different websites like Bluehost or HostGator or Buffer or whatever. All these different types of sites will have their own private affiliate network as well. So it talks about you might want to, diversify. You'll also find more products to post on your website this way. You might try Google AdSense, which I talked about how to get into that earlier. And then you might even start other websites once you get good at this, like the founder was talking about starting a few other websites just so they don't have all their eggs in one basket. He also mentions a few of the other smaller affiliate programs that they use. Some of these are how they find some of the product listings that they put on the site. So for instance, like ThinkGeek is not around anymore, I don't believe, but Wicked Lasers still is. You'll notice that they have all sorts of weird like laser products and stuff on the site that they earn commissions from, and that's from this affiliate program called Wicked Lasers. So you can see the website here. This is Wicked Lasers. Another one that they mention is Hamature, or however you say that, Hamature, And they have all sorts of products here as well that they can post on the website when they find something that appeals to their audience. And so there's all sorts of ways to find products, and a lot of them will have some sort of affiliate program these days. Another thing that they talk about is you might want to work on things like localization, helping people buy products from your site within different countries. So make sure you work on something like that. Once your website starts to grow a lot, you'll probably become more worldwide, as websites generally do. Even YouTube channels, social media accounts, and things like that start getting a worldwide audience. So you want to make it where you can get a commission from people in Germany just as easily as you can in the US or UK, etc. And if you don't want to do something like This Is Why I'm Broke, where it's basically gift ideas, another type of affiliate site you could do that actually is kind of recommended in a way by the founder is something like a deals website. So for instance, they mention Cheap Shark. CheapShark.com is still around today. It helps people save money on video games and things along those lines, and they get affiliate revenue from that. So the draw to this website for fans is to get the cheapest deals on things, and they can use some web development to create some code and stuff that will go and find sources and automatically post these things as they go on sale based on the price difference and things like that. And then they automatically post a link where if people buys that game or whatever it is through the link on cheapshark.com, they get an affiliate commission. So a deals website is another kind of style of affiliate website that you might look into. Another thing is advertising. So some people wonder whether or not they should do paid ads for an affiliate site. They actually do, but they don't get a lot of money back in the short term, but it does seem to improve their ROI in the long term. So it tends to get them more long-term fans because it probably goes on Facebook, Reddit and places like this and finds people that didn't know about the website already. These people subscribe, they come back to the website because they think it's really cool, and then it helps them long term. They keep those repeat viewers, those repeat fans coming back over and over once they acquire them in the first place using paid ads. Another thing you can do is help out these artists on places like Etsy. This is a really good place to find more creative products because these are handmade items by people all around the world. So sign up for the Etsy.com affiliate program at Etsy.com/affiliates, and this is another place where you can find all sorts of products for you to put on your affiliate website. If you're trying to come up with an affiliate marketing website, one thing you can do is just look around as you normally do and look for things that you can improve upon. If you can't find that improvement that you're thinking of, maybe you should make your own version of it. So basically this website came from seeing another website that was kind of doing the same concept but doing a poor job of it. And so the founder went and made his own version, his or her own version, and it became much more popular because they improved on the things that the original website did not. They also talk about some of the things you might need to know beforehand, some courses you might want to take, some YouTube tutorials you might want to do. Things like HTML, CSS, PHP, and JavaScript are things that will really help you build an affiliate website. And if you want to ask questions about these things, maybe you're not super advanced like this person is, maybe you're just a jack of all trades and you're running your own site, you can go to the WordPress community or just search it on Google of what you're trying to do. And a lot of people in these forums and these threads will actually answer your question and even give you the code that you can copy and paste on your site. And if you want to learn these coding languages for free, I recommend SoloLearn. It's actually very convenient because it's free, and they also have a lot of different ways for you to learn these, and it works on a lot of different devices. You can use it on your desktop, you can use it on your iPad, you can use it on your phone, and you take these courses and then basically you are taught to do like fill in the blank questions and answers. You have games that you can play where you go head to head against somebody and the game requires you to code to win. You have people answering questions in the comments. You have a lot of different ways to learn, and they have pretty much all the major coding languages on here. Another concern about creating any kind of brand on the internet is copycats and people trying to literally copy exactly what you're doing. But as far as how they feel about this, the founder of one of the top affiliate sites out there right now, is they basically just feel flattered that people like it so much that they want to try and copy them. They're not real worried about it. As long as you keep improving, as long as you don't get behind times and you have people that are doing features that you're not doing, you shouldn't have this problem. Most of those people are not going to work hard enough to build a site to the size of yours anyway, because very few people have that work ethic and the drive to actually do that. Plus, you already have an established base of subscribers and fans, so you will be very hard to bring down as far as someone trying to copy exactly what you're doing without really being original. Also, if you're wondering about whether or not this was the first venture of the founder of This Is Why I'm Broke, it definitely wasn't. They talk about a lot of the different websites in this thread that failed. They don't mention a lot of them specifically because they don't even want to, because they were so bad. But they do mention one called homeless.org, which was like a real estate search engine that barely made any money at all, but they learned a lot from it. That's the main thing that they kind of continually talk about in this thread, is that they basically learned something from each of their failures that led them to the success of thisiswhyimbroke.com. They also recommend, or basically say, that they do not want to, release site earnings. They also don't want to release how much traffic they get, because then it can be cross-referenced and site earnings could be figured out. It can kind of paint a target on your back, and people can kind of use that against you in different ways. But as far as that goes, you might want to keep that information private. That's one thing that they seem to be an advocate of as a major affiliate site owner. And if you're wondering what kind of stuff to post on your affiliate site, one thing you might do is ask yourself, would this product get a strong reaction from me if I saw it for the first time? This is something that they specifically are quoted saying on Reddit here when asked about customer validation and how to pick the right products for the audience and things like that. They have a good understanding over time. You can kind of look at your analytics and see what kinds of products do best in terms of traffic, in terms of clicks. But you also kind of want to ask yourself, what would get a strong reaction for this type of audience? Obviously, your audience will be different from this one, but it's a good question to ask yourself. Another thing is, you might want to post on Reddit once you create this affiliate site, or at least have a way where it's easy for people to share on Reddit. So you might even have a social media button on your blog, say like this, where you have one of these on the side here if you're doing a product site for affiliate revenue, where they can share it directly on Reddit very easily, so that it might be able to take off like This Is Why I'm Broke. Because as you can see here, the founder was quoted saying that it was basically a month into the site when someone else posted it as a comment on a Reddit thread, and then it just went viral after that and started growing ever since. And then they just kept working at it, and the site blew up and became what it is today. As far as some of their highest converting traffic for This Is Why I'm Broke, one of the things that they mention is a link exchange network called Node, which doesn't seem to be around anymore, but you might look into things like link exchange networks, because they didn't necessarily get that much traffic from it specifically, but when they did get traffic from it, they seemed to be people who were perfect for the website, and they tend to click on a lot of things. So they tend to be the highest converting, even though it's not the highest traffic source. Another really interesting point that was made here is how you create such good product pictures when a lot of the pictures on Amazon are terrible. So what they would do is use Photoshop. The founder would actually kind of teach himself some graphic design skills and use Photoshop to improve the photos to make them stand out more. And a lot of this kind of work is very graphic based. You need to have very high quality photos if you want them to really catch on, especially once you branch out to places like Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. So you can go to adobe.com/product/Photoshop to get that. And I believe they have a monthly payment version that's around $21 per month. And then they also have one where I think you can just buy the license for a year or 2 years or whatever at a time. And this is known as one of the top graphic design and photo editing software out there. Another thing they mentioned that, like, if you're doing a affiliate product site like this, sometimes you might post things that are coming out soon in the future, or that is a concept. And someone asked the founder about this idea of whether this works well or not on this kind of website, and they said that it's definitely a gray area of the site where the affiliate conversion rate is very low on these, because of course a lot of these can't be bought yet, but they tend to get larger than normal amounts of traffic because they're things people have not seen or heard of yet, and they're wondering if this is going to be real or not. So they can build a lot of hype, they can get a lot of traffic, but they're not probably going to make a lot of money directly, although people can click on other things on your site after seeing this, and you can earn money on your other posts because of the traffic surge from these specific concept posts. So it's kind of a weird way to look at it, but that's why they don't do a lot of concepts on the website, although it still does give them a traffic surge. They know some people don't like that some things are posted on there that can't be bought yet. So they just use them sparingly. If you're wondering whether you should do this or not, you might take the same approach. Another big part of the success of the website, as mentioned in this thread, is the timing of it. Social media was starting to take off. New social media platforms were coming out, back in, you're talking, say, 2013 or so when this thread was done. You have Facebook, Twitter. At that time, you had Google Plus. You had some of these other ones as well. You had Stumble Upon at that time, and it just helped them grow and go viral much easier. Plus, they were doing ads on Reddit back before a lot of advertisers were on Reddit at the time. So now it would be much more expensive to do ads on Reddit than it was back 7 years ago, but things like that are repeatable. You can find, say, ads on something like TikTok or something that's kind of newer, and you can find different things that are on the rise that maybe are new platforms for you to post on, instead of trying to go and compete with the top users on Facebook and Twitter that have been around for years already. Another interesting thing about the founder of the site is that they're a college dropout. They didn't have any kind of specific education that helped them that much in this business venture. So that's another thing that can kind of be encouraging for a lot of people. But they were an IT major that actually would have liked to take web development classes if they had known that they would be doing this in the future, that they would be creating affiliate sites and stuff like that. But they do seem to recommend taking web development classes if you can. That will help you build these types of affiliate sites. And again, you can use solo learn, you can do tutorials on YouTube, you can take college classes, you can do a lot of different things to learn these skills. Another thing they talked about was their Facebook page. So if you want to see how to turn a website that has affiliate links into a Facebook page, this is one way to look at it. Go to thisiswhyimbroke.com and then go to facebook.com/thisiswhyimbroke, and you can kind of see how this looks when you turn it into a Facebook page, when it's still going to be fairly similar to the website. It still grew very well. They have, I believe, almost 300,000 followers at this point, and they didn't have to really do anything special to promote the Facebook page. They just kind of did the same type of concept as the website. As you can see right here, they said just the viral content from the site helped the Facebook page grow kind of rapidly and naturally. Another thing that's a big topic with affiliate marketing is SEO, and whether or not you can rank pages or whether or not you should even focus on that anymore. And this site actually took off without the help of much SEO. They don't tend to rank for big search queries like, gift ideas for this or gift ideas for this holiday or that person or whatever, although that is something they emphasize and they do see the value in that. So you might want to pursue that if you were, trying to go after something related to that, as far as just creating more passive income from ranking and search results. But it's going to get harder and harder over time as more websites are developed, as more blogs come out, and as Google keeps changing the way the search looks, as they add more, quick tips and things like that, and more ads to the top. more and more blogs are going to have a harder time ranking and getting traffic from SEO. But they do still recommend that you do it, although you can rely with these types of strategies on social media, Reddit, and those types of things, and building an email list, of course. Another thing, they talk about a few different answers that they give on different questions. For one thing, growth, is that a big headache as far as when you start to go viral? Is it hard to scale up your server space and things like that with your web hosting company? It seemed to be a kind of a good thing to deal with, although it can be a headache, because that means you are growing. That means there is demand for what you're doing, and he mentions that right here. And he also mentions that he uses HostGator as far as their web hosting. They've had really good experiences with their customer support. Also, they talk about taxes, how much they pay their freelancers and things like that. They also recommend that you protect your business in different ways as well. They give a few examples of services they use. One would be security.net. As you can see right here, it can help clean and protect your websites. Pingdom is another one that can make sure that you are notified immediately when your website is slowing down or is being less reliable as far as the connection. Those are some of the things that they mentioned for ways to kind of protect your website and keep your business running smoothly. And then towards the end, they talk about how it's really nice to do something that you really wanted, that you enjoy doing, and that you're not just working a regular 9-to-5 for some company that you don't really care about. And they do talk about the cons of doing this type of thing. So if you're not someone who's started an affiliate site yet, you need to make sure and take care of your health. They tend to struggle with this type of thing. If you read through this thread, he talks about social anxiety and neglecting basic areas of their life, like their health, gaining weight, all that kind of stuff can be a struggle when you're working, especially when you have a job and you're building this at the same time, working till 1 a.m. in the morning after getting home from work like they did. It can be a really big struggle. But they seem to be very happy with the way it turned out. They feel like it paid off, and they really like their day-to-day life now. So it's another part that comes with building a site like this. You may have to put in a lot of work while also working a job or while also going to school, and it can make it very difficult. So those are some of the top tips I learned from the This Is Why I'm Broke founder. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know what you thought in the comments about this type of video and whether you'd like me to do more like this in the future. Can kind of compile different lessons learned from people who have, done this type of work and been successful at it. And then of course I'll have show notes at selfmadesuccess.com. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.